So like I'm trying like this 4K. I can't really complain. I broke my camera, so like this is what I have so far. So it's currently May, and like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I remember that I have applied to 20 schools, including Ivy Leagues, IU Chicago, all the UCs, Fordham, NYU, anyway, you name it. Didn't get any. No. Oh, rejection. So at that point, I was like, that's the end of the world, because the only option I had was like attending like a state university, which is like Rutgers University, which is, the school was not that bad. I kind of hate it though. Then a year later, at the same time, I got accepted to Cornell as transfer student. So I decided to attend Cornell as like for my sophomore year. I was like, dang, I'm done with all the hard work. I'm done. My life is settled now. I had all those kind of ideas at the beginning until like day one at the first day of my class. No, that was not the end of the story. That was the beginning of new challenges, because Cornell, my high school did not prepare me anything. It was so hard. At Rutgers first year, I was majoring in engineering and minor in business. I have 4.0, okay? I thought I was smart. Cornell? No, I'm the dumb one. It's really hard because only identity I had was being good at my academics, but being in school makes me feel like I'm not one of them anymore. And it was really hard. So in this video, in conclusion, I want to talk about, is it having an Ivy League education is worth it? The reason is like a lot of people talk about it, like
of course having Ivy League, going to Ivy League institutions is very worth it. It will create so many opportunities. You get to have great jobs, great educations.
But for me, my opinion, I think it's worth it for certain people. For example, if you know you want to become a doctor or lawyer, you don't have to go to Ivy League institutions. Just go to the state school. Just have a decent GPA, able to have time to apply for the medical school and law school, whatever you do. But like for me, I'm not one of them. I still do not know what I want to do. That's why I thought like, going to these kind of schools will help me to provide ideas for me to be thinking about what can I actually do for my future or whatever. But you know what? Being in school makes me confused, because I constantly losing all of my confidence in my academics, my work, and everything. It's just a lot. When you have your educations, you have opportunities to learn. You are having the opportunities to expose to different kinds of people, and from what you learn in your experiences, you could be able to use how you can apply your knowledge and experience to develop a diverse set of skills. So in terms of academic levels, it's hard. Like, it's hard. I'm not a straight student, even though I switched my major from engineering to business. It's embarrassing. So that was really hard for me to accept that kind of reality, because you know, like, I'm not doing well in school. That's part of me. But at the same time, what I realized that like when I was at Rutgers and getting 4.0, I wasn't actually learning anything in the class. Does it make sense? So for example, I just learned 20 chapters the day of the exam. And it still I still doing fine because they're not really asking in-depth questions on the exams.
Graph on the right over here.
Shut up. But at Cornell, it's a little bit different. Like when people ask me, like for example, when I was taking financial accounting classes at Cornell, there's a question about just calculate all the like amortization payment for the next 20 years. How much it goes to the principal, how much it goes to interest. You know, those kind of questions are really easy. I also did similar things in Rutgers when I was taking also in similar classes like financial accounting. But the school of Cornell is so weird. So like I'll calculate it, right? So they were asking me like, so as from render's or borrower's perspective, which one would you prefer in current economic status? What do you do to make? I was like, bro, dang, I'm not even going to finance. Actually, I am, but there are some really in-depth questions that I actually need to think during the exam. So that is something what I learned. So of course the academic levels like instantly like increase when I start to attend at Cornell. But at the same time, I think these type of schools provide a variety topic of the course. For example, during my senior years, I will take in wine courses. Also, I'm going to take a cruise classes, which I'm really excited about it, which is like you get to be on the cruise for a week and learning about the cruise operations. And of course, there's basically like business courses you could take, like fixed incomes, finance, all those kind of fun stuff. Of course, it's really intense, but I think this is a really great opportunity for you to learning a topic at much more deeper levels. Even though you're not going to score well, but you're still going to learn more than what you're able to gain from different places. In my opinion, yeah. In terms of people, it could be turns out to be good or bad, depends on who you hang out with, who you're surrounded with. For me, I'm not really like career oriented person, so like came to Cornell, I thought like as soon as I get into schools, I have a bunch of opportunities for me to get a like 6-figure job. But to be honest, it's not. The only reason why I got a job from the current internship I have, if you watch the video, that would be great. But so yeah, I was not really career oriented, but I somehow ended up being there because the people I surrounded with. For example, like one of my closer friends really motivated myself to like learn about how to recruit in the right time, and also at the coffee chat, at networking events, and how could I able to connect myself to like alumni to get those positions that I'm currently applying for. And those processes really help me out. So like depends on who you're starting with, they will definitely help you out with whatever you want to achieve your goals. For example, like I'm going to graduate school and with a debt so like I need to have this amount of money, job that I can pay off my debt in the next few 10 years. Mostly it's covered by financial aid, but I think a certain amount I need to pay for my own, so I need to find a decent job that I can pay for those debts. So that's the one thing I wanted to resolve before I graduate Cornell. But definitely my people who's around me, my friends, they help me to achieve that goal. So I'm really happy that happened. So yeah, that's the one thing. So last thing I would like to talk about is exit opportunities from Ivy League institutions. So I don't know why a lot of people think like if you go to Ivy League institutions, you're all set. Like you will have a job that will have like 6-figure. That's what people assume. But to be honest, no. I know like a lot of my classmates or friends who are really smart. Their GPA is a lot higher than mine, but still looking for a job. I don't really like about how a lot of people assume that like if they graduate from these schools automatically will get like 6-figure job, because I don't think it's true. You will have great networking because a lot of alumni actually working those places, such as like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. I think like they are heavily recruited from the target to Cornell. So I had really much easier opportunity for me to interview, coffee chat, and also get to the position that I am going to work for this summer. But at the same time, when you're recruiting those places, you actually at the same time have to compete with the people who's in your school. So yeah, so now you have to fight with the position you're applying with those people who actually got into school. So it's a competition in general, it's really a lot, but I think like if you know how to play the recruiting process game, you'll be fine. But I think one thing I feels like the Ivy League schools not doing well is that like they're not really preparing a lot of students how to prepare like after college. Because I think I'm lucky because I'm business major, so like my educations and more towards to like how to get a job, or like how to work in the bank, how do I work in corporate. So I had those like opportunities that I had throughout the Cornells. For example, if I was saying engineering, if I was studying food science, I know myself that I would struggle about how to find a job, because I know a lot of my friends who are really smart and talented and able to do anything, but still looking for their job for this upcoming summer internship. Cornell is not really providing a lot of useful resources for every student at Cornell. I think that really thinks that like in terms of exit opportunities, the school itself is not doing well in terms of networking, help you with exit opportunities. So let me phrase this. School itself, they're doing really bad. But if you have knowledge and also skills to network with your alumni, you probably will able to connect with people who are at the higher end of like prestigious firms. But if you're thinking of pursuing like a PhD or master's degrees, or thinking to go to graduate schools, I'm not sure like going to Ivy League school is the best way for my case, because it's a lot harder for you to get like higher GPA compared to state schools, and also it's really hard for you to find time to studying for GMAT or like MCAT or like any other like graduate schools standard test. So if I was in a situation, if I already know if I want to go like law school, if I want to medical school, I will definitely go into state schools where I could able to have time to focus on my academics and also to applying for those graduate schools. Cornell, being in Ivy League institutions, will take a lot of time for you to focus on your current moments. Like for me, it's really hard for me to get 4.0 at Cornell. It's almost impossible to make that happen. So yeah, so in terms of like if you're looking forward to going to graduate schools, maybe Ivy League institution is not the place. But if you are trying to find an opportunities about what you can do with your future, I think this place is really great. I am first gen and also an immigrant. I moved to this country 8 years ago. So I didn't really know like what opportunities I could able to have in this country. But my dad always keep telling me to just go to school, go to good schools, so you'll have something in your future. And you know, I hope it's working. It's like I will have a summer job that pays me well, and hoping that from those opportunities I could able to figure out what I want to do. And especially the people I met at Cornell was amazing. I think they really helped me to become a better version of myself. Academic, I don't know. At this point, my senior readiness already kicks in. I have 1 more year at Cornell, and my goal is to graduate with a decent grade. So that's my goals right there. But overall, I feel like going to Ivy League institution, is it worth it or not? Depends your goal. It's different. If you want to keep exploring about academics, your personal interests, for me, going to these kind of institutions is really helpful because of the very rich resources they could be able to provide for you in terms of academics and networking, and also the exit opportunity you may be able to have. But if you already have a set of goals that you want to do in your life, I think going to Ivy League institution is not worth it. For me, going to this kind of schools really helped me to discover my passion, and also an opportunity for me to have exploring myself by encountering with different kinds of people. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how to say this in best way, but that's how I feel about going to school. Yeah, that's it for this video. I'm not sure if you have more questions. I'm not sure like if I did well to explain about this topic. I tried to follow the script that I wrote. It did not work out because I was too lazy to like read every single detail I wrote in my notes, but I hope that helps. Anyway, yeah, that's it for this video. If you have more questions, please leave it in the comments and I will try to answer your question, or I may take part 2 video. Anyway, thanks, bye bye.